A lot of people think they need a huge amount of money to start their own business. But here's the truth. You don't need thousands of dollars. All you need is the right business strategy. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly a step-by-step process that shows you how to start a business with no money and begin earning right away. I'm an entrepreneur and business mentor helping hundreds of coaches build successful online businesses. So let's get straight into it. Step 1, skip the J-curve. You're probably overwhelmed by the huge number of business models out there. You've got drop shipping, affiliate marketing, software as a service, content creation, real estate, cryptocurrency, coaching, e-commerce, and the list goes on. And it's easy to think you need to throw a ton of money at one of these to get started, but that's just not true. The key is choosing the right business model, specifically one that doesn't follow the J-curve. And there's really only one such model. So it's super important to make the right choice. Now, if we plot money against time, a J-curve business looks like this. At first, you lose money. And you keep losing and losing and losing money until eventually you break even. Your profits begin to climb and the curve finally shoots up when you start to see significant returns. These J-curve businesses need a big initial investment, and you have to go through the valley of death at the start where you're spending a lot more than you're making. And the reality is most online businesses are J-curves. Product-based businesses are where you sell online courses, ebooks, templates, or something physical. You have to make or buy the product before you can sell it, which takes both time and money. Content-based businesses where you share your content on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, or TikTok are amazing, but it can take months or even years to build an online audience and start making a decent income from it through AdSense, brand deals, or selling merch. Then you've got asset-based businesses where you invest in property, the stock market, or crypto. These are pretty risky and you are in the negative for a while at first because you need a big initial investment to get you going. But there's one model that doesn't follow the J-curve at all. Selling a service. These businesses aren't sexy by any means, but they're the fastest, easiest, and lowest risk way to start a business without any money. And the best part is that you can start earning from day one. So the graph now looks like this instead. Building a service-based business is how you skip the J-curve. Because when you sell a service, whether that's coaching or editing or teaching something or writing or consulting, whatever the thing may be, you're solving a problem for someone right away. You don't need to build an app, ship products, grow huge following, or risk your own money in the stock market. You just need yourself, a skill you're good at, and a customer who needs your help. So let's talk about skills. Because the next thing you need to understand is that not all skills are created equal. The school system teaches us how to be good employees, or cogs in a machine, because we're trained to fit into someone else's business, to follow instructions, to work within a system that already exists. But the good news is the world has changed. You can be creative, you can be innovative, and you can build your own business from scratch. This is the difference between the employee mindset and the entrepreneur mindset. It's a subtle difference, but you can think of it like a jigsaw puzzle. When you think like an employee, you take your piece of the puzzle, so your skills, and force it into somebody else's existing gaps of somebody else's picture. But the entrepreneur mindset is about creating the puzzle entirely from scratch. Instead of forcing your skills to match a fixed job description, you're figuring out how to build your own picture with your own pieces of the puzzle. So one mindset is about fitting in, the other is about building something new. And if you really want to make it as a successful entrepreneur, you want to focus on high income skills over low income skills, because this is how you create more value in the marketplace. So let's start with low income skills. These won't usually make you a lot of money, and it includes things like playing a musical instrument, typing really quickly, cleaning, drawing, or painting. Sure, if you're one of the best pianists in the world or you're a cleaner for a super rich billionaire, you might be able to make a decent amount of money. But for the average person, these kinds of skills just don't move the needle financially. So you need to focus your time and energy on learning skills that you can monetize quickly and easily without relying on luck or the perfect circumstances. And these are high income skills. They're high in demand, scalable, and give you the most leverage, meaning you can earn the most amount of money in the least amount of time. For example, let's say you're just getting started as a writer. You've always been good with words, so you pick up some freelance gigs writing blog posts. A client might pay you $50 for a 1,000-word article. And if it takes you 2 hours to research and write, that's about $25 per hour. So it's decent, but it's definitely not life-changing amounts of money. So now let's say you level up and you learn the skill of copywriting. This is about using persuasive words that sell. Suddenly, you're not just writing for the sake of writing anymore, you're helping businesses generate extra revenue. This is now a high income skill because a client might hire you to write a sales page for their online course, which could help them make an extra $10,000 in 1 week. So now instead of charging $50 for your time, you can charge $1,000, $2,000, even $5,000 for a single piece of work because your rate is directly tied to the value you're creating, which is directly tied to the outcome you deliver. So you've gone from $25 an hour to potentially $500 an hour or more just by learning how to solve more valuable problems with high income skills. So if you want to start a business with no money, you need to focus on learning high income skills over low income skills. And the best part is you don't need a degree or years of formal education. You can start learning these skills right now. There are thousands of free resources available, Skillshare courses, YouTube videos, podcasts, books, and you can learn absolutely anything from copywriting and sales to marketing, tech, and coding. But if you really want to take things seriously, paid resources are even a better option because when you invest your own money into a course, a mentor, or a coaching program, you're not just buying information, you're making a commitment. It's easy to quit and let things slide when something's free. But when you've paid for it, you are far more likely to show up, take it seriously, and actually do the work because people who pay attention. The financial investment becomes a form of accountability. It's also really important to remember that building high income skills isn't just about learning them, it's about applying them too. So start offering your services as soon as you can, even if it's not perfect and even if you're just doing free work to gain experience. Yes, you heard me correctly. Doing free work is one of the fastest ways to start putting your skills into practice, getting exposure, and gaining experience and getting good at it. Sure, you don't want to always work for free, but sometimes it is the best way to get your foot in the door and actually just start doing it. Because the more you practice, the better you're going to get, and the better you get, the more valuable you become. So don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. Learn by doing and get better as you go. So now you know how to skip the J curve by starting a service-based business, and you know step number 2, how to level up your toolkit by learning high income skills. Let's move on and talk about number 3, which is nail your niche. If you didn't know, I originally trained in dietetics, and when I first started trying to make money online, I genuinely thought I could help anyone. I put together programs like understanding food and the body and how to improve overall health. So, broad, helpful sounding things. But what do you think actually happened? I got a whole lot of nothing. No one signed up, I landed 0 clients, and I wasn't attracting the right people. This was a huge mistake. Even though I thought I was being inclusive and helping a lot of people, I was actually helping no one. Because when you try to appeal to everyone, you don't really connect with anyone. And that's why you need to find a specific niche if you want to start a successful business. So when I narrowed my focus to career-driven women who were struggling to lose weight, everything started to change. I built a program just for them, and suddenly it all clicked. right? The people who were finding me, my business started to grow. And from there, I began helping other coaches build out their own online coaching businesses, which is what I do now. And I've built a multi-million-dollar business out of it. So if you're sitting there thinking, but I could help anyone, I get it, I've been there. And here's the truth, the fastest way to stall your business is by trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, who is my business for? And number 2, what specific problem can I help them solve? When I narrowed down those 2 questions in my business today, I didn't just think about surface level things like age, income, or gender. I went deeper with it. I thought about the mindset of the person I wanted to help. They're ambitious, but secretly doubt themselves sometimes. They're smart, but tired of feeling like they're spinning their wheels. They want to build a thriving coaching business, but they're overwhelmed by all the noise online, and they don't want to waste years guessing what works. That's psychographics. That's the inner world stuff. And because I got clear on that, not just who they are, but how they think and what they're frustrated by, my messaging got sharper. My offers became more irresistible, and the right people started showing up saying, it sounds like you're in my head. That is the power of focusing on the right who and the right what. At its core, business is about solving problems in exchange for money. That's how you create value. And the more urgent, painful, and important the problem, the more someone is willing to pay to have it solved. This is where high-ticket offers come from. And I'll show you exactly how to build one and then how to sell it to people in step number 4. If you've ever bought an iPhone, chances are you've had a conversation with someone who works at one of the Apple stores. You walk in and say, hey, I'm a content creator. And suddenly they're showing you all of the ways the new camera on the latest iPhone can shoot cinematic, high-quality videos. They walk you through features that you definitely make use of, so it totally makes sense to buy it. You think about how cool it would be to post about it on your Instagram story, but then they tell you, oh, you can't actually buy it yet. You'll need to pre-order if you want to be one of the first to get it. Suddenly, there's this sense of urgency. You need to buy it now. Otherwise, you're going to miss out and you're going to have to wait to get it later in a few months' time. So without even thinking twice, you walk out of the Apple store carrying your very own brand new iPhone. Now, here's the thing. The psychology behind sales is actually pretty simple. Our decision to make a purchase comes from a mix of 3 things: logic, emotion, and urgency. Apple nails all 3, even without you realizing it. But most new business owners struggle when it comes to sales because these 3 ingredients need to be present in the right amounts. So let's break it down like a pyramid. At the very base, you got logic. Your customers, your clients need to understand the practical reasons why they should buy something. This is where they do cost-benefit analysis and think, is this worth it? Will this help me? To be honest, most people don't struggle with the logic component of good sales because you can use hard facts and data to show people why it makes sense for them to buy what you're offering. But that's not enough. We have to move up to emotion. And this one's a little trickier. It's not what am I buying, it's who am I buying from and why. People need to trust that your business can solve their problem better than anyone else. And then finally, at the very top of the pyramid, you have urgency. This is the hardest of them all because the easiest decision a customer can make is to do nothing. And so you need to give them a reason to take action now. They need to feel that there is a cost to waiting and that they might miss out on something valuable if they delay. A really simple but great example of urgency is a restaurant that's always got a queue. It's always got a line waiting outside. You don't even know what's on the menu yet, but you're sitting there thinking, I better call and book a reservation in advance or I might miss my chance. If there's no line outside, you'll probably just walk past without a second thought. Trust me, without urgency, people naturally delay every single time. This is human nature. And so if you're building a service-based business, here's how I'd nail your sales strategy. You want to put together a high-ticket offer. This is something that costs a lot more than what most people usually charge in your industry, but it's premium, personal and powerful. So instead of selling a $50 ebook that's not really going to be a permanent solution anyway, or a $100 online course that they're probably not going to get through, your high ticket offer should be at least $2,500 for a coaching program. This could be one-on-one, something intensive, something very personal, or a full package with ongoing support, tailored advice, and real accountability that's actually going to get them the result that they paid for. Now, people aren't just paying for the information. They can find that on Google or ChatGPT. You're offering them a real transformation. And so my signature offers always have these 3 components. Number 1, a very specific problem you're going to solve. Don't go broad, niche down, make it obvious who it's for and what outcome they'll get. And then number 2, a specific strategy to solve that problem. What's the roadmap you'll guide them through? What are the steps they'll take to create change? And number 3, support and coaching for when things get tough. Transformation isn't linear, so you need to be the coach that's there for them through their doubts and fears and hold their hand and help them keep going. These 3 elements build logic and emotion. But if you want to go one step further and create urgency, you can try different things. Option 1, scarcity of availability. When you only have one offer, you can't work with tons of people all at once. So if clients know there are limited spots, they'll make a move faster. Option 2, cost of delay. When you're offering transformation, this takes time. And the longer someone waits to start, the longer they delay the results they want. So you need to make them aware of what they're actually losing by not taking action now. And then option 3, exclusive cohorts. You could run small live cohorts because people get better results when they're part of a focus group moving through it together. But that also means people need to sign up before the cohort starts and before the cohort sells out, and they have to otherwise wait till the next round. See, once you've created your high ticket offer, the final step is to scale. This is where you scale your business. This is where most people actually fall into big problems because they try to overcomplicate things. Back a few years ago, I hired my first mentor and he gave me the wake-up call I needed. When I first started my coaching business, I had a bunch of offers, meal plans, workout programs, high ticket packages. It was such a mess, and without me even realizing it, I was making things way more complex than they actually needed to be. This was my reality for a long time until my mentor said to me, I'm making $1 million a month with just 2 offers. And you've got 4, and you're not even hitting 10K a month. This moment changed everything for me. I realized that I had to simplify my strategy and focus on one high ticket offer. So right now, my team and I have just a single offer at the Online Coach Intensive, which makes us over $1 million a year just from that one offer. This might seem really basic, but it's super powerful. So let's say you focus on one offer. Maybe it's priced at $2,500 and you only need 4 clients a month to hit 10K. And then once you are consistently getting those 4 clients a month, you are looking at a solid $120,000 a year in revenue, all with just a single offer. Scaling your business is also much easier because number 1, you focus on value, not volume. By charging a premium price, you don't need to chase a lot of clients. Instead, you're delivering a highly valuable service to a small number of people. In return, this means higher satisfaction, better results, which are super important for a growing business through referrals and testimonials. And then number 2, you work smarter, not harder. When you're offering a high ticket service, you don't need to fill your schedule with dozens of low ticket clients. Instead, you're working with fewer clients, but charging more for your time and your expertise. And then number 3, quality over quantity. With fewer clients, you can actually invest more time into improving the service that you provide them. When you focus on making yours the best one out there and getting your client exceptional results, you can increase your prices. So let's say you're at $2,500 or $3K or even $5K or more, you can start doubling and tripling those prices. From there, sure, you can start doing the more complicated stuff like automating your systems, expanding your reach with better marketing and building out bigger teams and providing more than one offer. But Start with one. Before you get there, you need to start small and focus on the one offer that works, because you'll find it much easier to get your business going and start scaling to a decent income if you start with one high ticket offer. So there you have it, 5 steps to start your business with no money. And if you want to know exactly how I did it and became a millionaire by 33, you can find 9 of the most valuable lessons I learned along the way in this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.